Hey, good morning, everybody. Gabe Suarez here from Suarez Tactics. So I want to talk about a subject today that I think is of the utmost importance. Speed holstering, okay? This came up in a Facebook group that I am a member of that's for firearms instructors. And, you run the gamut there from, law enforcement trainers, God bless them, CCW instructors, and more the high-end private sector type guys, that teach the edge of performance, kind of like what my organization does. And somebody posted a video of a law enforcement guy doing a speed holstering, okay? Wearing an appendix rig with a chest rig, and boom, launched around right between his feet. Thank God it left everything, untouched, so to speak. Then there was this big discussion about, blah, blah, blah. And I was astounded at the number of people that are trying to blame the guy's finger on the trigger, which may well have happened, but saying that the speed of the holstering process was not what caused it. Okay, look, when you have a crash between two cars, okay, you could say, well, yeah, it was because the driver was texting. Yeah, but they were also going 80 miles an hour, and they hadn't had their brakes checked, and it just compounds. So there is rarely one simple reason for a mishap. Usually it's a compound of situations, okay? But anyway, there were people trying to defend the speed holstering process and everything else. And of course, I went in there and I gave my perspective on it, which is the speed reholstering is stupid, and there's nothing compelling to out there in the real world that would compel anyone in their right mind to holster, as fast as they draw, okay? But I want to talk about that today, okay? I'm going to use my pointer here. Oh, if this could talk, I would be in trouble. Anyway, okay, here we go. Speed holstering, okay? I, Gabe Suarez, think it's stupid, okay? Now, speed holstering was born from timed drills, okay? Timed drills. Now, this is not only from the training for games, so to speak. Yeah, I know in the real matches, you unload, show clear, and then holster, but you don't do that in the real world, okay? And you don't see people do that in training. They draw, they get their time, they go back to the holster quick because they want to run it again. I remember when I was teaching at Front Sight with Mark Fleischman, and that's that silly, combat master drill that everybody was so sweaty about. It was very much a time drill, and guys were in a hurry to get out of the holster and get their time and score, and they were in a hurry to get back in the holster, and to the point that Mark and I had to make a comment every class, and sometimes multiple times during class, and it was this: no gunfight was ever won with a speed reholstering. Okay? Never. All right? So the marching orders were draw quickly with intent and go back to the holster reluctantly and circumspect. Okay? All right. Now, that's where that came from. Okay? And there's no real world reason for it. Now, like I said, a little basis in reality. Okay? If we look at real gunfights of any sort, private citizen, military, police, even criminals, okay? There's absolutely no reason to rush back into the holster, okay? Now, what will happen is that people that want to defend that because it's what they do, right? They will defend the false god because it's their god, goddammit, no matter what. And they don't want to listen to any alternative views. Now, here's the thing. They say, well, if I was a cop, okay, hold on right there, Slick. First of all, if you were not a cop, you need to shut your mouth because you don't know anything about what else is going to come out of that, those set of lips that you have, okay? Just like when there's a pilot talking about avionics and aerial maneuvers and stuff like that, you know what I do? I shut my mouth because I'm not a pilot. When doctors start talking about levels of anesthesia and the type of surgeries that are necessary for this, that, or whatever, you know what I do? I shut my mouth because I'm not a doctor. So if you're not a cop, if you haven't worked in a real police department, which means a high crime area where you dealt with thugs all the time, okay, then, okay, all right. Now, they say, you may have to holster quick because you need to arrest somebody. Okay, real world. If I'm pointing a gun at a bad guy, a gangster or whatever, okay, and my intent is to put handcuffs on him, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get on my microphone. Okay, Frank 12, I need a unit code 3 to help me handcuff an armed suspect. Okay, I'm not going to holster up and creep up on him and do jujitsu. That's stupid. Okay, there is never going to be any rush to do that. All right, now, number 2, foot pursuits. I was in a bunch of foot pursuits. So here's the thing. If you're chasing a man that is armed and you know he's armed because you have seen it or you have credible intel that he's armed and you holster up before you go chase him, no, stupid. Don't do that. Foot pursuit's one of the most dangerous things. And I can remember at least 5 times, okay, when guys, officers chased armed bad guys. One of them didn't have the pistol in his hand and he got shot. Another one, even though he had the pistol in his hand, the bad guy ambushed him and he got shot, and so on and so on and so on. So no, if you chase an armed bad guy, especially if shots have been fired, that's a guaranteed shooting, okay? Unless you turn the corner and he's standing there naked, hands spread out like that, and there's a CNN helicopter flying overhead putting a spotlight on him, okay? You're probably going to get in some gunplay when you catch him, okay? That is reality, okay? Now, if you, let's say the guy takes off and he's not armed, well, why was your gun out in the first place? Okay, so you probably wouldn't be a situation that happens in it. And if it is, great, you holster up and you go. But you don't need to do it like the guy in the video. You know, he's trying to do a 1 second reholster. It's stupid. Okay, now, number 3. They said, well, if you're surprised and you have your gun in your... Okay, if I have my pistol in my hand and I'm out stalking a bad guy, okay, and all of a sudden the bad guy jumps out from a corner I didn't see and tries to disarm me, you know what, kids? Plug your ears. It's going to get loud. That's an attempted disarm, and an attempted disarm is cause for deadly force. And I will argue that point with anybody, lawyers, whatever. That is a fact, okay? Now, what do you think the bad guy is going to do if he takes the pistol away from you? Go take it over to Bud's gun shop and sell it secondhand? Come on, okay? Now, number 3, there are holster and CCW issues, okay? Now, when we're talking about let's say holstering under duress, okay? By under duress means I need to go and do something right now other than have this pistol in my hand, okay? Still, one of the most dangerous things that you can do is holster a loaded pistol. So, you need to train yourself to do it properly. There is a vast world difference holstering into a patrol rig, okay, that's on your 3 o'clock, outside of the body and everything else, okay? There's a vast world of difference holstering like that, okay, and holstering into something like this that is concealed. All right, so that's the first thing. If there is a need to holster under duress, it may be for the law enforcement people, but they're still going to decock, look secure, and go, okay? Or because the holster is way the fuck out from your body, you can go ahead and holster without necessarily looking. But for a CCW appendix carry or 3 o'clock or wherever the fuck you carry it, you need to look and you need to do it carefully, okay? For a private citizen, there is absolutely no reason to have to holster under duress, okay? Now, training and weapon issues, okay? Of course. Okay? Right there. Now, what happens is instructors tell their people, keep your finger off the trigger. Okay, I got it, boss. It's off the trigger, okay? It's off the trigger. It's off the trigger. It's off. You see what I'm saying? So I tell them, find a default position for your trigger finger. This is where it lives. This is where it always is, unless there are compelling reasons to put it elsewhere. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is, okay, weapon issues. All right? I am carrying a double action, single action pistol. I have been carrying this type of pistol now for about 2 years. Okay, I went to these pistols from Glock, and I have absolutely no reason to ever go back. There's nothing the Glock will do that something like this won't do, and this will do it safer. Okay, this single action is currently right now sub 3 pounds. I can't have that on a Glock and keep it safe. And the double action is about 7 pounds, just a couple of pounds heavier than a stock Glock trigger, okay? And it is smooth as melted butter, okay? Now, when I am teaching guys, because I'm having a lot of double action pistols in class right now, and I think it's fucking great. The first step in the reholstering process is decock. Set the thumb alongside the hammer so you verify, look, and put it away. Simple. Okay, now you can't do that with a Glock, and you can't do that with a SIG, and you can't do that with a Canic, and you can't do that with any striker-fired pistol, because there is that weapon issue. Now, you guys probably saw that video of the female police officer trying to disarm that black motorist, and what did she do? She shot him in the leg with his own gun, because people do things that they have trained themselves not to do. Remember Murphy. Murphy is always lurking around, looking a way to fuck you over. Okay? So if you are perfect 110% of the time, you could carry a 1911 with a 2-pound single action with a safety off in appendix carry, because nothing would ever go wrong. Okay? But all of us know that we're not perfect all the time. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes we're not perfect. Sometimes we're preoccupied. Sometimes we have the flu. Sometimes we haven't slept. Okay? And so it is at those times, I guarantee you, it's going to be one of those times when you get in your gunfight. Okay? And, you know, if you try and speed holster after the fact, okay, and you're not being perfect, a mishap could happen. So you need to program a proper way to reholster your pistol to take those circumstances under consideration. And the way that I teach is very simple. Okay, now I'm close here, so you can't really see the holster, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm here, I'm shooting the bad guy. Okay, bap, 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 bap. My hammer's gonna be back. I'll go sideways here so you can see. Oh, there's my nice face target right there. Okay, right here, boom, 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 boom. I'm done. Finger off the trigger. Bring it in here. Did I hit him? Did it work? Check your work, make sure, okay? There's no reason to holster after a shooting quickly. Okay, now, I have decided I'm going to holster. Great. Decock, finger is off the trigger, natural limit of extension. For me, it's at the very top edge of the ejection port. I clear my garment, I look down, I holster, I cover up, and I'm good to go, okay? If I'm running a patrol rig, I don't have to clear the garment, but it's going to be the same thing. Decock, take a quick look, holster, and then off I go to do whatever else I need to do that day. Okay, simple. Please look at my video as well that says averting the self-inflicted gunshot wound. Okay, now, speed reholstering is bullshit, and it's a concept that needs to die right now. Okay, that's it. Thank you.